Yo, what's going on, peeps? Or should I say, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? This is the Ed Namrock podcast going live on YouTube. Something experimental. I don't have a big following on YouTube, and quite frankly, I just don't care. I mean, I just do it for the love of talking shit. But I'll get right to it. I'm doing week 5 NFL picks. I only get to rant and rave and be a fan of professional football once a year. But I'm also going to do UFC 229 picks as well because it's a very, very historic fight card. Not so much because of the fighters before the main event, but only because this is Conor McGregor's first fight in almost a little past 2 years. A little under. I'm not too sure. I think the last time he fought, I mean, it's about 2 years, but it was his starching of Eddie Alvarez. And well, I'll get to it in a little bit, but let me just get to week 5 NFL picks. Starts on Thursday, October 4th. The Colts at New England, my New England Patriots. Of course, I am picking the Patriots. I won't get into the Vegas odds, the over-unders, the spreads and all that, because I'll just confuse the fuck out of you. So I'll just stick to who I think is going to win. Falcons at Steelers. Here's my opinion about Atlanta. They have one of the best offensive fucking machines in the National Football League, but their defense sucks. But then again, things are not very, I don't know, very calm in Pittsburgh. So Falcons are visiting the Steelers at the Steel Curtain. And for that reason, because of what's going on in Pittsburgh, I am taking the Falcons as the winner of that game. So for all you Steeler fans, I know you guys hate me. And quite frankly, I understand why, because my team just owns you guys. So too bad. Even though we don't have 6 yet, but should have had 8. But we don't. Actually 9, including Chicago and New England back in 85, but whatever. Baltimore at Cleveland, another division game. Man, I'm a fan of Baker Mayfield, even though a lot of people hate him just because he's a quote unquote douchebag. But here's the thing is I think you'll have a decent game against Baltimore, but I don't see the Browns beating the Ravens at home this Sunday. So I'm taking Baltimore, taking the Ravens to beat the Browns. That's just my opinion. Joe Flacco is pretty honed up right now. He's playing good ball, and he's got 2 running backs in the backfield that are doing some pretty good work. So, Denver at New York Jets. Most people are favoring the Jets, and I know Vegas is favoring the Jets by a 2-point margin. I'm taking the Broncos simply because I saw what they did with Kansas City this past Monday. So I'll take Denver in this game. Packers at Lions. Well, another division game. It's pretty cool. Like these 2 teams are notoriously known for what happened with Aaron Rodgers' Hail Mary 2 years ago. And it happened in Detroit. So I don't know. I like the Lions in this game, even though it's Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, so I'm picking the Lions. Jaguars, Jacksonville at Kansas City. I don't think Blake Bortles will get it done there. It's very, very difficult to win at that stadium, just like it is at Mile High. So I'm taking the Chiefs in that game. Dolphins at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's pretty hot right now. Dolphins just got pretty much demolished by my team this past weekend. Plus the Red Rifle's hot. I think Andy Dalton's going to do some damage, not only this season, but in this game in particular, because mm, I'm really not a fan of Miami secondary. I mean, Kiko Alonso pretty much does all the work for them. So I'll take the Bengals in this game. Um, Giants at Panthers. Um, I don't know. I think the Panthers are looking pretty sharp this season too, because not only is their defensive line getting off the ball quicker than that Super Bowl team in 2014, but linebackers and secondary are doing a great job of at least mitigating the circumstances when it comes to big plays. I like the Panthers at home, to be quite honest. I mean, I'm not saying they're unbeatable, but they're pretty solid when they're playing at home. So Panthers in that game. Tennessee at Buffalo. I don't know what to say about Tennessee. They're probably one of the biggest sleepers right now in the NFL. Buffalo plays well at home sometimes, but I don't like Buffalo's chances at all. Not only because they're a division rival with New England, but I think Titans are gonna. I honestly think the Titans might just win that division. It's either them or Houston, but Houston's not looking as good as I thought they were. So I'm taking Tennessee, and then the AFC West rivalry renewed in LA. Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. So all the Raider fans are coming out to StubHub in Carson, city of Carson. This might turn into a shootout. I'm not sure yet. Chances are that Derek Carr just got really hot and lucky with the Cleveland Brown defense, because Cleveland has a really good defense. I don't know he'll replicate the same with the Chargers. Chargers, of course, have fucking Phillip Rivers and all the weapons needed. He's got fucking Keenan Allen. He's got Mike Wallace. He's got Melvin Gordon. He's got Antonio Gates. And then I think he's got what I think Eckler. Eckler's been out of nowhere. So I'm taking the Chargers in that game. Arizona at San Francisco. Josh Rosen might shine a little bit. And then, David Johnson might have, I don't know, I'm thinking he might have a 100-yard game. I'm not sure. But still, it won't be enough to beat the Niners. I think the Niners will win this one. So I'm taking San Francisco in that game. Now, the undefeated Los Angeles Rams against the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Now, this is going to be a test. And it's because of that stupid fucking 12th man, which I hate. By the way, I'm not very fond of the Seahawks at all. I just don't. And I hate the fact that every time I go to Disneyland, if I had $1 for each time I saw a fucking Seattle Seahawks jersey at Disneyland and California Adventure, I'd have at least $75 for the day. Yeah, not a big fan. I'm taking the Rams just because I'm biased. I don't like the Seahawks at all. So Minnesota at Philly. Ooh, this is gonna be good. Damn, I don't know. I'm taking Philly because they're at home. But this should be good only because it's a different Vikings team, and this is a rematch of the NFC Championship from last year. This should be good. Dallas at Houston. Houston's at home. Cowboys, I don't know. I'm just disappointed with Dallas, but I'll take Houston in this one. And that's a Sunday night football game, by the way. That's going to be interesting to watch. And then there's the Monday night game with Skins at New Orleans. It's Alex Smith versus Drew Brees. This might be good. Might be a good shootout over in New Orleans. They might combine more than at least 53 points. I'm not sure, but depending on how good Washington secondary is playing. But I'll take Washington in the upset against New Orleans. So I'm taking Skins over Saints. That does it for NFL Week 5 picks. Now I'm going to get into what I've been wanting to talk about for a while now, and that's the Conor McGregor Khabib Nurmagomedov showdown at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Um, I'll just talk about the main card. I mean, there's a cool prelim card that I'm looking forward to as well, especially because Sugar Shane O'Malley is back, and that's one of my current young favorite fighters right now. I'm not too. Here's the thing: is I'm not too fond of older fighters because I think once they hit 36, then um, even though they're winning a lot of bouts, a lot of fights, once they hit the 37 mark, 36, 37 mark, I think that's easily the time to peak. But I feel this is a young man's sport, a young woman's sport. Um, I don't know. I just don't. I feel like older guys have no business fighting anymore because even if they need the money, I don't think. I mean, that's on you. Fuck if you want to risk your fucking health for it, but that's on you, man. Same goes with professional football. Even though fucking Tom Brady and Adam Vinatieri are playing in their fucking 40s, but that's on them. But opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, so do I. The main card. First, I'm hoping this is in order, but the first fight on that card is Karate Hottie Michelle Watterson against Felice Herrig. I'm not sure the winner of this is going to become the number one contender to fight Rose Namajunas. But I believe Rose, I don't know, I think Rose might have a issue going on with her right now. I don't know how long she's going to be out for because of the whole shenanigan that Conor McGregor pulled on the bus by throwing a dolly. And apparently I've been reading that she was a little bit traumatized by the whole event and she's afraid to come out of her house. And you know, I don't know, those are just signs of trauma if you ask me. So but Michelle Watterson against Felice Herrig, I really like Herrig in this fight. Even though Michelle Watterson is a very good very well-rounded mixed martial artist, but Felice, I don't know, I've always been a fan of Felice. So I'm gonna take Felice Herrig, probably via submission, under two. Well, it might be in the not under 2 rounds. It might be happening in the second or third. So I don't know exactly, but since UFC got rid of their UFC pick'em, I can't decide anymore. So now I can just say whatever the fuck I want. So if you don't like it, throw my way. So I'm taking Felice Herrig, victorious over Michelle Watterson. There's a heavyweight bout between the beast, Derek Lewis, who's got the best Instagram in the fucking game right now. He's fighting Alexander Volkov, who's 30-6, believe it or not. And this motherfucker's he's a strangler. I want to say Derek Lewis only because he won that really, really low level performance against Francis Ngannou. Everyone knew, but I mean, both fighters knew that shit could have fucking been a banger, but I don't know what happened. I mean, shit happens. I don't see Derek bouncing back from that. I don't. And Alexander Volkov is just he's probably one of my new favorites here because I don't know. I have this fucking chip on my shoulder for young talent in the UFC, especially in the heavyweight division. And Alexander is 29, and when I see a lot of heavyweights pushing, 40, that makes me scratch my head like I just did. So that's just me. I mean, like I said, I have an opinion, and I'm going to stick to it. If you don't like it, then suck a dick. But I like Alexander Volkov over Derek Lewis. I think he might either get him in a TKO early in the first, so he's going to submit him in the second. I don't think it's going to go all 3 rounds. So uh, then we'll move up to the light heavyweight division. Oben St. Preux against Dominic Reyes. Now, this is interesting because um, the light heavyweight division has needed some really I'm not gonna say new blood, but interesting fighters, and I'm talking about the in-ring, the in octagon aspect of the whole thing. Dominic is from Hesperia. The guy's 6'4", 205 pounds. He's 28 years old. I'm obviously a fan of him. And I hate being biased to the older dudes, but that's just the way I roll, man. Because Oven St. Preux's 35. Um, I don't like him in this fight at all. So I'm taking Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes is 9-0. Oven St. Preux has a record of 23-11, and again, he's 35 years old. So whatever. I mean, that's just what I'm picking. I'm not, you know, I'm not looking back on it. So that's just the way it is. And okay, so that leads me into the co-main event, which is El Cucuy, Tony Ferguson against Showtime, Anthony Pettis. Now, Anthony Pettis is the Vegas underdog. Tony Ferguson obviously is the favorite. Ferguson's 34. Pettis is 31. They got almost an even height relevance. They're both at 155. Ferguson has the reach. He's got 4 inches on Anthony with 76 inch reach, and Pettis has 72. Now I'm torn because I'm a huge fan of both fighters. I am, but fuck, man. I honestly think that Pettis is going to fucking upset Tony Ferguson. Now here's the shit. There's no finish in this one. They're going the distance. They're going 5 rounds. Fuck, man. I really like Anthony Pettis in this fight. So I'm taking Anthony Pettis. Only because he is in fucking God, dude. That I've been a fan of Showtime for a while. He needs a fucking shot, man. He does. A bigger shot, like a money fucking fight, man. This could be one on Saturday. He needs another one, but I mean, fuck, I hate going against Tony because I'm a big fan of him as well. But I'm taking Pettis in a decision, in a split too. It'll be close, but I'm taking that Anthony Pettis. So then comes the main event. I'm surprised they haven't done as much promotion on this fight as they normally would, especially during a Conor McGregor fight. But Khabib against Conor, both are 30 years old. They're about the same height, same weight, but Conor's got that reach. He's got 4 inches on Khabib. Everyone has said, "Oh, that's easy. Khabib's going to win this one. He's 26-0. Conor's 21-3." A lot of this, oh yeah, Khabib is going to fucking win, comes from people who have wrestled before in high school or in college. I don't give a fuck. Because if you guys remember what Conor McGregor did to Chad Mendes, then that's a whole different story. Nate Diaz was not a profound wrestler, but he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. And Conor just got caught up with that guy. He got winded. But we all know what happened in the second fight. I don't see Khabib dominating Conor in this fight. I don't. Everyone thinks he's gonna wrestle fuck Conor, but he's not. He's not. Conor can stuff the takedown. And here's the thing: is every time somebody doubts Conor McGregor, they get proven wrong. Keep doubting him. Keep doubting Conor McGregor. I'm a huge Conor fan. I'm not a huge fan of the shit he does outside the octagon, but he is as pure a fucking savage as I've seen and since Rampage Jackson. And everyone forgets that Rampage is one of the OG fucking shit talkers in MMA. It was him and and the Crazy Horse, man, back in Pride. But that's how long I've been watching MMA. I've been watching MMA since probably my first semester at Whittier College in 1999. So for a lot of people who think that, oh, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, then okay, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, taking Connor in this fight, he's probably going to catch him with left. He's going to stuff a couple takedowns. Khabib is probably going to get stuck, not knowing what to do. Connor knows not to come forward on Khabib. You just don't, because that's a big mistake. You got to keep Connor knows how to keep his fucking distance, and he has the reach. He's got 74 inches, and Khabib has 70. Everyone's like, well, that doesn't make a difference because Khabib is just gonna fucking maul him down. No, look, Connor's a smart motherfucker, man. People forget about that. Khabib, if he begins to fight emotionally, he's fucked. He's gonna get caught, done. Eddie Alvarez is a fucking amazing wrestler. He is. Is he Khabib? I don't know. I can't compare the two. Apples and oranges. But everyone thinks, oh yeah, you can't do shit when you're getting mauled from up top. But I don't think Connor's gonna let it get to the fucking ground. He's gonna. I know Khabib. That's the thing, is everyone knows Khabib's strategy, and everyone's like, oh, you can't do anything to stop it. Yes, you can. There's ways around it. If your fight IQ is just right, like Daniel Cormier and John Jones, for example, then you study, you know exactly what the tendencies are, and you fucking capitalize on them. And I'm sure that's what Connor does, man. He's not stupid. So you heard it here. I'm taking Conor McGregor via TKO and under 3 rounds. So that's pretty much it. I can't wait for Saturday to come. It's going to be interesting. I really think that I don't know. Here's the other thing too is there's been talk about if this pay-per-view is going to break massive pay-per-view records, but I don't think so. I mean, I haven't had an urge to watch a fight since last year with McGregor and Mayweather. And then before that, it was McGregor and fucking Nate Diaz. Yeah, the world hasn't stopped for me yet since last year. Not even for this one. This one, it's only because I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of combat sports in general, but yeah, I don't hear a lot of people. I think it's mainly because they didn't go above and beyond to market the shit out of this fight. But fuck, man, let's see what happens. But nonetheless, I'm stoked about it. Football and MMA, fucking awesome. With that being said, thank you for listening to the Ed Namrock podcast. Also available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and now Spotify and YouTube, of course. So, and also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/Ed Namrock podcast. So check it out. Other than that, have a great week. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the fights. Enjoy football. And if you don't like sports, then nobody's perfect.